Ready, set to go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's James from Cargo Road Wines, live at 5. Welcome back. Another week that was. Fantastic week. Really happy. I still had my boys, which was fun, so I didn't get enough work done in the vineyard, but got up to some good things. And then Mackenzie turned 12 on Friday, so that was fantastic. Had a really nice day with him and Nick. Did a bit more yabbying, so some really good downtime with the boys. And then game on. Yesterday I think I clocked 15 hours. So what was I up to? I was out in the vineyard putting on a fungicide spray, some copper and sulphur, and some more seaweed and humic acid. So it's been a bit over a month, 30 odd days, 34 days I think I calculated since I sprayed last. So really good, looking at this holistically, not just spraying every 2 weeks because that's what the textbook says, watching the weather, using our weather station that we have here on site that you can see from our website, and knowing what's going on in the environment and spraying accordingly, right place, right time. So that saves time, money and product. But really enjoy getting out in the vineyard, in the tractor, 28 kilometres up and down the rows, and you really get to have a good look at what's going on out there. And so consequently this morning started irrigating, which I knew was about time anyway, and just started irrigating the 2001 block, which is higher up. It's got some thinner soil up the top. We've got very good organic matter, but we're still building it up there. So started irrigating there, and that brought up discussions from a lot of people on the veranda today and yesterday. It's warm. Summer's here at long last. This week we've had a top of 34 degrees, relative humidity of sort of that 31 to 32. Right now it's 31.6 degrees, relative humidity of 31. So it's not muggy, it's not really horrible humid, it's a nice dry heat. During the week we dropped down to 16.8 degrees overnight, so that diurnal range of about 17.7. So getting good fluctuation, which is great for the vines. And but yeah, talking to people about irrigating, and gone are the days where people say, oh, hand picked and unirrigated and all that waffle on back labels. Grapevines, as I've been telling you, as I talk about on the veranda, day in, day out, it's all about balance. Today's message is balance. Yesterday's message was balance, and tomorrow's message will probably be balance. We had people from Sydney, we had people from Melbourne. They said, oh, it's hot, how are the grapevines coping? And, oh, have you been irrigating and stuff? And I said, well, you've got to look at what's going on out there. You people that have left Sydney for the weekend, you didn't turn the sprinkler on when you left and walk away. You might have given it a little water before you left, and you're away for 2 or 3 days. You'll come back and give it another little water. So balance. The same with running a vineyard growing grapes. You don't just go and turn the irrigation on and walk away. You monitor your soil moisture. We've got some probes out there we can use. You also look at the grapevine, look at what's going on. Once the grapevine starts yellowing though, it's too late. So you've got to be, like my spray program, it's preventative rather than curative. So getting some water on now, just keeping that soil topped up, really good. So the vines are looking absolutely sensational. I've had a fantastic time driving up and down the rows. It didn't take 15-16 hours here at Cargo Road. I do another vineyard. So I went off and did that. That took a few hours. Came back here, had to do other jobs, got in the tractor. So really good. Excited to see what it's looking like out there. And then that showed me that it was time to do some crimping rolling. The lucerne from the table is, yay high. All the other grasses are sort of yay high, about that, 50, 60 centimetre mark. So today I got out and was doing some crimping rolling. You get clever, you irrigate a block and you do your crimping rolling in there so you can spot leaks and do any fixing. I was tying up young vines, I was getting rid of broken bits, dead vines, fixing wires. So in and out of the tractor, which was a bit challenging given that it was warm outside, and the tractor engine's probably 80 odd degrees. So when you hop out next to the tractor, it's quite jolly hot with all the air coming. And then you get back into the air conditioning. But up and down the rows, and was able to explain to the people on the deck what I was doing. Oh, you out there mowing? No, crimping, rolling, as we've discussed. And one of the lovely comments from people I got today was, as we drove in here, we could see that this was different. And that was really nice, and they got it. It's long and grassy. I've said that before. You see that when you drive in. I don't go and cut the lawn each week because the tourists are coming. I'm keeping it real. I'm building carbon. I'm building organic matter. The crimping roller's rolling that down, helping it compost. It's fantastic. So people were really getting into it. We posted this last week our certificate for environmental outcome validation. That went gangbusters on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you, everybody, for your words of support. It's really encouraging. I don't need encouragement, but it's nice. I'm out there doing it whether you believe in it or not, because I believe in it, and I know it's going to be a great thing for all of us in the future. Really focusing on our environment and being truly, deeply regenerative. And that's what it's about. So we got more likes than we've had for ages on those two platforms, and some really lovely comments. So thank you, everybody, and everybody that's come and sat here this week, last week, and so on, and I get to talk to, or they get to talk to me, and they learn about what we're doing, and we show this off. We're pretty proud about that. And we're starting to educate, and it's from little things, big things grow. People are, oh yeah, wow, this is good, and then we put them onto the Savoury Institute and the Land to Market websites. They can learn a bit more. Talking about the books I'm reading as well. Fantastic one at the moment, For the Love of Soil. The Primitivo Love, nice and cool on a hot afternoon. The Love of Soil by Nicole Masters, a really fantastic New Zealand woman, and great sense of humour. So we'll tag her. I believe she's sort of caught in America at the moment, which is very good for the Americans, not so good for us. I'd love to get her to come to Orange and talk to me, give me some deeper education and learning, and have a little field day for the other vignerons and fruit growers. Some of the stuff she talks about and the relationship between fungi and bacteria and what's going on, and listening the other night talking about how herbicides, typically glyphosate, spray seed and other things, really kill all your microbes in the soil, kill your bacteria, kill your fungi. And in a vineyard, you want fungi in the soil. There's some beneficial fungi that we'll talk about at some stage that help eat botrytis, which we don't want, botrytis, but they get out there and eat botrytis, and keeping it all natural. The fungi are growing and picking out minerals from the soil, putting it into an organic format, and then when the fungi dies, that's then released to a more sort of way that the grapevine can utilise. And they're also creating protein and nutrients that get released to the grapevine, so and to all the other plants out there. It's not just about grapevines. So really, really good book, For the Love of Soil, Nicole Masters. We're going to build a page on our website listing some of the books that I recommend and I talk about up here when you come and visit. Another one, Gabe Brown, Dirt to Soil. So lots of good dirt books. So really interesting stuff. And it was Gabe Brown that got me into the daikon radish, the multi-species cover crop. But I've learnt from Nicole that maybe I don't want to do the daikons because they can upset the fungi in the soil. So really got to sit down and analyse what we're doing here. The daikons have certainly added a lot of carbon. It's not a negative thing. So watching that, listen to some great books. I'll keep rolling out in the vineyard, crimping things down. It's fantastic to see, and today's been warm, so when I've rolled it all down, it's wilted really quickly, and when you go past the row and you're looking at it all flattened out, there's this great sort of silver shine, and everything's just laid down and it's soft to walk on, and underneath there's a tiny bit of moisture. It's summer in Australia, so things are drying out, which is what we want. And it's looking good out there. No rain in the last 7 days, 0 rainfall. A little bit of rain predicted at the end of the week, and it looks a bit stormy every afternoon. And look, that'll build, and one day we'll get a bit of a downpour, which will be great. So really good sort of Australia Day long weekend in Orange. Lots of great customers. Thank you everyone for booking ahead. That's working really nicely. Those that didn't book ahead, we snuck you in. But please tell your friends, book ahead. We've got a nice couple in the Zin Loft for a few days, so that's going nicely. We're still out there singing and dancing that. We've got plenty of space available up there. And look, I think we'll keep rolling on. We're at EL35 out there, which the word is veraison. We've discussed that in the previous weeks. Berries are softening, sugars are about to start. Some bunches of the red grapes, I tried some Cabernet today, and it was a bit tart. There was good colour, but I can get a really good deep green herbaceous Cabernet character, which is not what we do here. So it's going to be a while away. And Riesling and Sauv Blanc, getting edible. So we'll just keep on going. I'll water things appropriately out there and keep crimping. So nice cold glass of Primitivo Love, dark, spritzy rosé, bit of fun. So it's cheers. Good night from me, James, here at Cargo Road Wines. Thank you everybody for following and supporting. Thank you for the love we got when we posted the information about our EOV certification. Have a good week. See you next week.